What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. In this video, I wanted to go over a game I had where I was playing the Plague. I caught Steve in a bad position very early, and because of that, I kind of played the rest of the game out pretty lax. We're just walking around, we're talking to chat, we're not really paying attention to what's going on. I spread the hook evenly to everyone pretty much, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just walking around, down in one person, hooking them, going to the gen, down in the next person, hooking. Just going in like a really slow, relaxed, foot off the gas order, and we're, you know, obviously not playing anywhere near as much as we would play or as hard as we would play if there was 4 people in the game still, right? Typically when someone else DCs, when someone like disconnects very early, the general mantra and survivors have this idea that the killers have to then go super easy, maybe farm with them, let them get some gens done, let them get some points in, right? And that obviously amplifies massively when you're inside an anniversary event. For me, I'm playing for my points as much as the survivors are playing for their points, essentially, and they're playing the exact same way they would play in a game where there was 4 people, even though there's 3 people. They're still just trying to get the gens done, still trying to rescue, they're still trying to do what they can do, essentially, and play as optimally as they think is like possible to play in this current situation. I don't like farming. I think it's boring content. I think it's boring in general, even when I'm not streaming, but especially on stream, I think it's just boring content. It's not what I'm there to do. It's not what people are there to watch. I'm looking to get this game over, play as normal as I can, get this game over, playing a little bit relaxed so they can still get gens done. I'm aware that if I'm going a bit slower and I'm hooking people individually and taking my time to walk around to the fountains and kick the gens and stuff like that, like, they have the capability and capacity to still get some extra points by getting some gens done, right? I could at this point theoretically in the game go around and just slug everyone. They're all injured. I could just slug them all 3 of them, and win, right? Obviously, that'd get a massively negative reaction. I don't do that. But even though I'm not doing that, I'm still getting this massively negative reaction as if I'm the POS that quit the game, right? Steve here in this game is where the hate and anger should be targeted towards, because that person has now ruined their game by putting them at a really much harder odds and much lower odds of winning the game, especially against a killer on my level. Another very important thing to note about this game too is that the people involved have invited a friend who's pretty much new to the game, like pretty new. And obviously when the game does that, it takes the highest MMR survivor in the lobby and matches up to the killer based on that, right? And the survivor teammate too. So with the survivor having DC'd and they've got a brand new person to the game and introduced here, what you'll see in the game is they're spreading this general hatred again towards killer players. They're just spreading this general negativity. Now in this video, I'm going to provide running commentary across the video, essentially. So you're going to see gameplay footage. You'll hear my voice talking over, and I'll cut in between just so you can hear from the survivors POV from the stream, from their VOD, so you can hear what's going on and what they're saying about the current situation and just how negative it is. But ultimately, I don't treat anybody differently when someone disconnects, because I'm not at liberty or at fault for like a rage quitting baby just leaving very early because they get caught in a bad position, right? That's not my issue. I just carry on playing the game. They need to direct their issues towards that survivor that screwed them over and has now put them in a match that they're in, and they're now at a big handicap. So that never happens, obviously. The killer's obviously always the bad guy, but you'll see towards the end, I do commit a very nice act, something I never do, really. I never really let people escape because, I don't pick sides, I don't pick favorites. I just play against everyone how I play against everyone, essentially. To my better judgment, I let someone escape because they desperately wanted a pip, and I still got insulted for it. I still got talked down about and just flamed, really, which was shocking to see. To go back on the VOD and see that reaction was crazy to me, eye-opening, and I really hope it does open your guys' eyes as well. Even if you kill people as fairly as you think is possible within the confines of the game, they'll still find something that you did that was unfair and disgusting. So this is kind of my point, just to showcase that, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm going to talk over it with you guys while we watch it and see what we can see. So as you're going to see here, guys, we start off with Plague, and we're just chatting away. We're just going to walk around, and we're just going to see what's going on. As Plague, we're going to obviously go sick on some gens here. We've got Thanatophobia in play, Pop Goes the Weasel, Eruption, and Nowhere to Hide. Nowhere to Hide is very good when we're applying gem regression. So we start this game. We go over to the gen here to go sick on it. There's 2 survivors hiding behind the bush back there, and that I'm not aware of. And we're going to cut to their gameplay view here in a second and see exactly how seriously they're taking this game. So I always think, look, if you're starting a game off and you're not taking the game too seriously, man, keep that attitude, and you've got no reason to complain about anything that happens, right? If you're just not taking the game seriously, what does it matter if you win or lose, right? And you'll see how seriously they're taking the game right now.
It's in the middle.
Look at this. I'm not touching it. You touch it.
It's despicable.
You touch it. You touch it.
I'm not touching it. I'm just going to waft it away.
Wait, what?
Waft it away.
I think Ash is taking this seriously because he needs to pip up and we're just like, fuck off.
Waft.
Waft.
How long does it last?
Fucking forever.
She's fucking coming back to puke on it again now. She just puked on that again. Oh my goodness!
So, as you can see, they don't care. They're just messing about. They're just trying to waft the sick away from a generator, essentially, was kind of the plan there. That's what they were doing. That's what they were enjoying themselves, you know, sorting out. They were just wafting the sick away from the gen, not really caring about, you know, the rest of the game or how the game's going to go and the sort of seriousness level of the game. You can see they're just chilling. They're vibing. It's a great time. So we've gone sick on the survivor. We're going to start the infection up. Obviously, I've heard the gen here above me in the house. Somebody's on the gen. I wanted to get that down, get the slug, and then go back up for the gen to hit nowhere to hide eruption and or go sick on the gen. I hear a guy in the gen behind me. I turn around, infect him beautifully. You know, just hearing that general around me here. Scratch mark straight back up to the gen. Really excited. Wants to get on the gen, right? Sick on him. I decide not to get it down. We get the eruption stack on the gen. Not optimal movement there. I don't know why he took so long to drop down. We've seen Steve up there on the aura. Steve is hiding up top. So Plague's ability allows Plague to trap people into a corner, make sure you get them broken, and then get a hit. That's kind of like one of Plague's strengths. Steve isn't happy with it. I laugh a lot, and Steve is disconnected. I'm laughing, enjoying myself. It's a fun time.
God damn it, Steve. Oh, this is already awful. And she has thanatophobia as well.
Well, if I drink from the fountain, do I...
Obviously, they're not happy now that Steve is disconnected. They're, you know, pretty upset about it, and rightfully so. I get it. So we just engage here in a random little fun chase around the shack. Again, at this point, I'm not too upset, right? The game's going to be easy for me.
And even though someone's disconnected, she's not gonna chill out. Nope.
In most of my games, regardless how it's going, I generally shake my head at survivors and stuff like that and try and antagonize them a little bit. Same way survivors like to taunt, teabag, or whatever, right? Whenever they're in a good position. Even the most casual survivors that tell you that they don't taunt and stuff like that and teabag will always do it if they're in a really confident position. It's just fun, man. It's just fun to antagonize the other side and enjoy yourself, right? So we down that guy there. I know that this game is done, right? Like, I know I've won this game. With how people have played so far, how they've moved, I'm very, very confident there's nothing that's going to phase me now after that DC. So I'm just walking around. Hook the guy. I'm letting them unhook. I'm letting them compose themselves. I'm grabbing an invitation, even though I've already got all the masks, but they're quite fun for pallets. We walk around, go sick on some gens, you know, we're getting a lot of points for doing the contagious, we're getting a lot of points for kicking the gens, we've got Pop Goes the Weasel. This is the most in control, like, if you're a killer main, or if you're a long-time player, we just saw a survivor hiding behind us, right? Nowhere to hide, cheeky as that. We know he's behind that bush, so we go and get our corrupt purge, and we return to the bush. He's still hiding behind the bush, so we get the hit. He naturally thinks and is confused as to why I knew where he was and if I was hacking and all that kind of stuff. But as any player can see, this game is in my pocket, you know?
Like, is there a perk to see where people are if you bomb it on shit?
No.
No, she might make, like, when you take your power, you get aura reading for so many seconds, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing.
No, when you take your, like, when someone cleanses, you can, like, see the basin that they used, I guess.
So they're trying to figure out how I could see him. I've got nowhere to hide. It's pretty handy. This game, if you have played this game for a long time, or at 4 gens, right, I've got loads of room here to let them get 1 or 2 gens done. I don't care. You'll see on my stream, I'm walking around, not really doing much. I walked away from that hook there with no real purpose. I just walked away because I was like, well, if they unhook, whatever, right? I just walked away. I didn't really have a purpose. I was just going there just to see if anyone was around their recently completed gen. They slipped past me and unhooked, right? We hear this guy coughing over here, so we chase him. We know this guy has not been hooked. We let him drop the pallet down. We use our invitation. It's very, very casual. Like, this, I can't stress to you how casual this game is currently. Like, I'm walking after this guy. I've got no urgency. Even if another gen pops, it's just not an issue, right? Like, this game is won. They mess up for some reason. Somehow they use the invitation but forget to vault through the window, I guess. Give them a little head shake, and they shake their head back, and I thought, oh, that's, you know, they're chill. They're chill. They know this. I always just assume that survivors in this position are like, well, whatever happens, happens. Like, fuck it. You know, we've clearly lost. Steve disconnecting at 5 gens. We've lost a game. So in my head, the survivors are like, let's get what points we can out of this game. This guy's not camping. He's not tunneling. He's not actively, desperately trying to win still here. He's just doing things, right? That's kind of how I think survivors see the world. But they see the world, and somebody said it to me the other day, and it couldn't be more true. They see the world when they're against killers that are like weaker, like M1 killers, like Clown and stuff like that. They see it as like faux challenges that they're overcoming. Like in a game where a killer might be playing really casually, they like to see it as like a faux challenge that they're overcoming, and they genuinely believe they're in like a, you know, a very, very hard fought game.
Tell me she's not camping.
No, she's coming. She might be coming down now.
She's coming for me.
Never mind. Thank you.
I just want to pause there and talk about like that really quick fire accusation of, oh, is he camping straight away? You know what I mean? Like it was so fucking fast. Like they're so ready to fire this out. Like, you know, just a regular casual game. You've had a DC at 5 gens. You've lost again. Like you've clearly lost. I mean, I get it. I think in this game, I think in any game, in any competitive multiplayer game, you have to be some kind of deluded, right? Like you have to some level be deluded. And I probably am too, as far as like my skill level as a killer. The second my terror raiders went past the basement hawk, because I was walking to the only place I knew the other survivor was at the other generator, right? To go sick on it, to use Pop Goes the Weasel, whatever. I'm walking past, and the second that heartbeat kicks in, you hear, oh, is he camping? Like straight away. This is a new player. In the video, they're explaining things to him like he doesn't really know the ins and outs of everything. So quite green. And at the end of the video, they beg for him to be let out because he's trying to rank up. He's desperately trying to get his grade up, which I think is the wrong way to go about grading up or ranking up in any game to be given it. I think it doesn't do anything for you in the long run. That's by the by. They're bringing in quite a new player to this match. It's just a foregone conclusion. But he's learnt this terminology so fast, and this negative terminology to fucking fire at the killer, to take away everything from the killer's achievement, you know? It's bizarre, but you'll see what I mean. So here we've got Corrupt Purge, and we're just going to get Corrupt Purge value, and then return to try and get someone else with it.
Why is she slugging now?
Because she's coming straight back for you in the house.
Well, why is
So she can shoot it with the power while she's still got it.
Jesus.
And so again, you hear immediately, oh, is he slugging? Is he slugging, is he? Is he slugging? Fucking hell. I'm just getting value out of my power, mate, that's all.
There's no point cleansing after every single illness, mate, because you just got to keep giving her a power. Just try and do some stuff while you ill.
I'm gonna cleanse now.
So he says, oh, there's no point in cleansing, guys. You're just going to get sick again. He tries to give him advice to play somewhat optimally, but it's gone. There's 3 gens left. They're all been hooked. Like, it's game over already. So he tries to give him advice to play optimally. Good. That's great and all well and good when there's 4 players in the game, but when one DC's at 5 gens, your attitude should shift from let's try and play optimally and do all these, like, tactics and whatever to let's just fucking do whatever. Let's get whatever points we can. This plague isn't looking to farm. Cool. All right, that's fine. Let's get whatever points we can. Move on to the next game. It sucks. Steve ruined us. Steve's now screwed us over. Let's just deal. Whatever. Who cares? This game is now a wash. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters past this point unless whatever happens is bonus. That's all you've got to think about. Just shift your attitude to that. And that way when you go down, you're not going to be like, oh, fucking slugging, trying his best. No, you just be like, oh, well, that sucks. We did what we could, guys. We did what we could. That's all good. Let's go next. You know, whatever. That sucks, but what can you do? Steve left. That's all you have to do. It's the most simple change in the world, and it will just mentally make everything so much more enjoyable for you. It's crazy, but I don't know how it's not so universal. I don't know. Maybe it's easier said than done for some people. I'm not sure.
I mean, this game's already lost, basically. It is what it is.
She's got a power again. She's still by me.
Yeah, of course she is. Can't exactly hit me for a tree. My god, your aim sucks. Thanks. How did that hit me? Shouldn't have hit me. How did that hit me? Shouldn't have hit me.
yeah, no comment there as to like, oh, good shot, Plague, or oh, I messed up because I, you know, went a bit too wide on that loop there, and that was my fault. You know, I should have anticipated that. Nothing there. Just that shouldn't have hit me. No, that's the game screwing me. I didn't mess up. The game screwed me again. Stupid game. Fix your game, Dead by Daylight. You know, fix your game. You got me with my, like, jank-ass hitboxes, like, barely hitting when it should and stuff. It's like, you know, whatever, man. You just shrug it off, you know. It's bullshit, but whatever. Like, don't let it get you down, you know. Like, don't let it affect the rest of your game for you, you know. Because you'll take it with you. It sucks.
He's leaving me on the floor. She's coming. Oh, she's breaking Jen.
See how fast he jumped to slugging? Oh, he's leaving me on the ground. Oh, he's kicking to Jen. Like, that sort of silence of like, oh, he's slugging me, guy. He's ready to fire out that term he's heard people use on Discord, you know? He's leaving me on the ground, guys. Oh, disgusted. Oh, he's just kicking a Jen. Like, dude, I'm allowed to leave you on the ground, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's crazy. There's so many perks that counter being left on the ground. It's fucking nuts. So we let the other person on the hook, and I come back to the hook because obviously there's only 2 left in the game, right? He's on a hook. There's only them 2. So, of course, I go towards them. And they were like, oh, he's coming back to hook. Oh.
You should give you a chance at hatch, Ash, actually. So what you're gonna do, once I unhook you, you're gonna go cleanse and you're gonna go hide, and then Pitch and I are just gonna die, okay? Sounds like a plan?
No, sounds like a bad plan.
So they'll establish a plan that the lower level survivor will heal up and completely hide and make sure they get a hatch. And I've talked about this in previous videos. Survivors thinking that the match is fully theirs to control. Everything is still in their power, even though it clearly isn't. And the hatch is part of that. So some people tell me, oh, why'd you always go for the 4 kill, right? Like, it could be just a random survivor hiding for hatch. You don't know that they're on a team. It's because most people are in a 4-way Discord or a 3-way Discord, and they are talking to the last person alive, are ultimately thinking that they're going to tell them to stay hidden and get the hatch, and they corroborate this. They is that the word, corroborate? I think it is. They corroborate this, and the other person will make themselves more known than the guy that's hiding to get a hatch on purpose so that they get hooked and their friend gets the hatch, and then they can feel like there's a sense of control, and they feel like they've curated the ending and they got what they wanted out of the game, right? I like to have the control in my point. Like, there's nothing wrong with me saying I like to have it controlled and I like to have the game in my hands, because survivors love to do that. They love to have it in their hands. So we're both on equal fields here. And if you want to call that pretty sad or cringe, hey, we're both equally cringe here, because you want the game in your control too. I know you do. So they want to have their friend get the hatch. I don't like doing that most of the time. I prefer not to, and I will slug for the 4K, but in this one, I think, whatever, dude. The game's coming to an end. If he gets the hatch, he gets the hatch. And there I just took a walk around the house. Didn't really see anything or see anyone or anything like that. So, of course, my only place to really then go to get interaction is go back to the hook, right? Hit that guy. This person's teabagging.
She doesn't like the sucking on titties dance.
She's trying at full force with after a DC. Just know how it's gonna go anyway.
I don't know what a sucking on titties dance is. You've got one animation in this game, crouch up and down, right? And people put so many meanings on it. Thank you, good game, haha, you didn't hit me. It's a sucking on titties dance now. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I don't know where the fucking hell sucking on titties dance came from. I'll give it, it's funny. I don't know where the name came from or how it means sucking on titties, but it was very random to hear. To me, they're just crouching up and down saying, ha ha ha, he, you missed all of your vomit before. I'm happy about that and confident in the next chase, right? And then I get closer to them and they're not moving. So then that says to me, he, I've given up. I want to die. A lot of survivors I play with, when they're in positions like this, they don't want to carry the game on. They just want it to end. So they'll just give up and stay in front of you and be like, just hook me. It's done. I can't be bothered. And that's fair enough, right? So a lot of times I just down them. I don't mess around. I down them. I hook them. They probably want to go to the next game. I wanted to go to the next game a long time ago. The game was obviously over. And then you assume that the last 2 people, they're going to want to go to the next game too, because this is just a waste of time now. They're definitely not winning. We've gotten some points from it. Let's move on, right? I'm not here to farm. That's very much clear. I don't want to waste my time doing that. I don't care enough about points, you know, to farm like that.
Just know how it's going to go anyway.
Yeah. It'd be
Unless
like
you see an obvious like switch in their gameplay after a DC, they're just gonna try and kill you as if there's 4 people.
Eh, it is what it is. I'm not too bothered. Shame out the Steve though. God damn it, Steve. Oh, they're
So yeah, we've got 2 dead now. Well, 1 disconnecting, the other 1 dead. The other survivor that's injured is going to show themselves, so that they, well, you'd think they would. I actually can't remember if they do or not, but I think I find them either way. In this point, 3 gens left, right? 2 alive. You'd think, why would you stay in this game? Because you're not going to win, right? And if they're also then thinking, I'm trying to my esports top level, that blood probably should have hit there, right? Like, that hitbox probably should have hit. So if they're this whole time thinking I'm trying at my highest level, why are they running away, right? They're trying to get some extra points from the game, and that's fair. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Hit the back of my leg.
And again, anytime the sick hits them, oh, how did that hit me? Oh, of course that hit me. Oh, bullshit. You know, whatever. Not like, oh, I made a mistake. Maybe I should have ran with a tree between me or whatever. Or a good job played, good aim, you know. Like, they're ready to call you a shit aim when you miss, but... So I walk around. If he gets the hatch, he gets the hatch. Cool, you know. It's kind of what I do sometimes when I'm lax. I don't slug for the 4K. I just walk around. I think we end up finding the hatch and we close it. I'm just talking to chat the whole time. You can see my eyes going up, man. Like throughout the game, my eyes are just going up to my other monitor. I'm talking to the chat so much in this game. I'm just walking around. A lot of times because of my bad attention span, I don't really know what's happened in the game, so I have to ask people what's happened. Like it's just... I kind of zone out and just kind of forget what's happened a lot of the time, or, you know, what we did. It's just kind of how my attention span is, unfortunately. But we're walking around, still hasn't found hatch yet, so I'm like, well, that's pretty weird. So maybe he's just camping at an exit gate or something, possibly. So he's carrying on walking around here. All this time to jump out the hatch, didn't jump out of it. We end up finding it, and we go to our exit gate standoff, where I poll the chat if he should live or die.
Oh. Oh, both doors are there. Oh, that's a piece of shit, isn't it? Right, let's put the doors right next to each other.
I love that I said to him we're trying to get our friend out, and then he's like, does he need hatch for that? And then he just closes it anyway. And I'm just like, okay, cool.
No. No. So what am I meant to do at this point?
Try and open a door, or
I can't, because he's blocking it.
inevitably die.
So I can't actually touch it.
Go with the other one. When you say blocking it, has it got lines on it?
He's standing in front of the door of the exit switch. Of the exit switch.
Just go with the other one.
No, he knew that way so I could touch it.
He was like,
so he's being a knobhead, just basically.
He was asking chat if he should let you live or not.
Oh.
So yeah.
So we let him open the gate. And when this happens, I don't know. I don't know what I expect from the survivors that lost, but I really didn't expect to be, you know, talked trash about. It was crazy. We let him escape. I'm talking to chat here saying why I don't really think getting free escapes is a good idea, and why I typically never let people live, and why when I played Survivor I didn't like freebies from the killer. I didn't like to be given free escapes and stuff because I didn't think it did much. Their friends in my chat being all nice and saying, hey, can you please let my friend escape, and, you know, being nice about it, being polite, being nice, but then in the meantime in their voice chat they're just insulting the shit out of me.
Well, I managed to get a single pip.
Nice.
Well, it's just grinding to get to that next step up, isn't it, every time?
It's definitely an uphill struggle, mate, yeah.
And that guy's very happy at getting a single pip, but I think eventually, like, you'll realize, man, the more you rank up from free escapes and your MMR goes up, they'll get harder killers that try harder and do better and kill them faster, and they'll start calling that killer toxic and telling them they're a piece of shit because, you know, previously they've been given freebies, you know? It's unhealthy, I think. At the end of the stream, or the end of the game, I do go into detail about how I would love it if in the game, even just when the game starts, right? Maybe not before the game starts, but when the game starts, if the game would actually tell you if somebody is like a 4-stack, a 3-stack, a 2-stack, right? If you could see who's grouped up with who, right? And if I could see that this Steve was a random survivor that was completely unrelated to them, not invited to their party, and is disconnected and screwed these guys over now, sure, maybe I'd feel a bit more sympathy, right? Maybe there'd be a bit more sympathy there. Time and time again, I've assumed that somebody that's disconnected is a random that screwed a team over, right? And it gets to the end of the game, and the guy that's like disconnected is sitting there trash talking me, along with his friends who are enabling this disconnection, who are also trash talking me and saying I'm the reason he quit, right? Like I'm the problem, I'm the asshole, haha, no points for you, no more for you, tee hee hee, and they're all in cahoots, and they're all enabling and happy with this disconnect, like they're all on board with it in a Discord chat, whatever. I don't know that. As a killer, you do not know if someone who's disconnected is part of this like fucking toxic friend group that are basically enabling and encouraging it, or if it's just a random person screwing a team over. So I don't change my gameplay really because I don't have the knowledge of that, and I'm not obligated to change how I play based on if I think it's a random screwing over a team or not. That's not my responsibility. If you're searching for random teammates, you're playing the odds. There's so many variables against you that can go wrong, especially with random teammates and other things that happen in a match, which killer you come up against and what that killer plays for. My enjoyment is from winning. I play for enjoyment of winning. That's what I play for. I play to compete and play really good teams that want to win also. That's what I play Dead by Daylight for. Everyone plays for different reasons, and every time you search for a match, you're searching for a random chance of that killer playing for a specific reason that you don't like or enjoy. That's nobody's fault. Like, nobody's at fault for playing how they want to play. Like a no mither head-on boil over Sabo squad, not at fault for playing how they want to play. They want to have fun, they want to enjoy themselves, and I don't think anything bad of that. I don't hate them as people, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter.
And now he's just going on and on how when he plays Survivor, he never expects freebies from the killers, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. Shove it.
But we was fucking had someone disconnected in the first 2 seconds.
Shove it, dude. No one cares. You may not want an escape, but, you know. Damn.
Sounds like a bell end, looks like a bell end, probably a bell end.
Sounds like a bell end, looks like a bell end, probably a bell end. I don't know what I expected when I let their friend escape, you know, but not even like a happiness sound from the guy who got a free escape, right, in a game they terribly lost. And sure, they terribly lost because Steve rage quit like a baby. I didn't know if Steve was their friend. I didn't know if Steve was a random. The person even starts talking. That person's voice you heard that said, and now he's going on and on about blah, blah, blah. They were super nice in the chat, man. Super nice. Good game. You didn't like my dance. Hee hee. Please, can you let my friend escape? This false niceness. Crazy. And I really didn't expect, you know, just, oh, nobody cares, dude. Shove it. I'm talking to my own stream, right? And I know that they're probably not saying that stuff for me to hear it, but at the same time, I think realizing that you're on a public broadcast that can be replayed and stuff is probably something important to think about. And again, they don't give a shit about the killer's feelings, man. Why would they care about what the killer feels, right? Why would they care about the human behind the killer? They don't give a shit. They don't need to, they don't have to, they don't want to, and they never will. But the killer always has to give a shit about the humans behind the survivors. They always have to give a shit about their feelings and their thoughts and emotions. And if they've had a bad night, maybe they've had some bad games, you know, you've just got to chill out and give them some good ones. We've always got to care. What is that? What is that about? It's so crazy, right? So I don't know what I was expecting from letting their friend escape. I was expecting maybe some kind of sigh of relief or, I'm cool. That plague's cool in the end, man. I'm glad they let me escape. That's so nice of them, you know? Something like that. Not even a TY from the guy that left chat. And in my head, I'm not obligated to this. I'm not expecting this. I'm not wanting this. But at the same time, if that's what you're gonna get when you give people free escapes because they've lost and stuff like that, and trying to be nice, right? I could try and be nice and farm the whole game. I don't want to do that. I just want to play the game out, get our points. We'll all get points because I'm actively letting you do gens and unhook and stuff like that, as far as I'm playing way more relaxed than I usually would because the DCs happen. They don't see that. They think I'm trying full force and trying to win the game as fast as possible, which isn't true, because with the corrupt purge I could easily have slugged them at any point and just like done stuff way worse, right? They don't notice that and go, oh, this killer could do way worse. I'm so glad they aren't. And again, why would they? You know, they've got this delusion that they're in this like insanely high tense game. The DC happened because of a bad play. The Steve played bad, he got caught in a corner, I played well, I outplayed him, I tried to use Plague Strength, which is very, very useful for Plague, and one of her only strengths is trapping people in the corner with the regular Plague infection and breaking them so they get injured and then hitting them. It's a really good thing, but most high-level players know to not get caught in a corner like that against Plague. It's a bad idea to hide in a corner in case she does trap you. That's just kind of known. That guy doesn't know it, obviously. He got angry, he disconnected, he screwed the rest of the survivors over. There's no bad talk about Steve other than, oh, god damn it, Steve. But the killer, though, what a dick. Like, dude, they're like, oh yeah, we had to disconnect super early. Yeah, because of me and me outplaying them and making them rage quit, which survivors get very happy when killers rage quit and disconnect, and it's a good time and it's a laugh and it's hilarious that they've played that well that the killer's given up. And that's fun for a killer to do against a survivor too, and satisfying. But it screwed them over, sure. But at the end of the game, I wasn't expecting to be insulted. I wasn't expected to be trash talked and talked about like that when I'd let their friend get a free pip and escape. Like, it's crazy. And people say to me all the time, man, why, you know, you can't treat everyone the same and not everyone's going to be like that. But I don't know. I don't know how everyone is. I don't know who's in a party with a friend that disconnected or didn't disconnect, or if it's a random. I don't know that someone's quite newish to the game and desperately wants a pip, right? I don't know that someone being super nice in my chat and friendly is talking shit about me, right? On the other side. Crazy. On another public broadcast as well. So why do I not let people escape? Number one, I think it's pointless. It stunts your growth. It doesn't help you as a survivor because your MMR is going to go up and you're going to face harder and harder killers, and you're going to do worse and worse and wonder what's going on and why all of a sudden killers are sweaty or sweatier than earlier, because your MMR is going up, because you're getting free escapes. I don't think it's good to get free grades up because it's not representative of who you are. Not representative, sorry, of like how you're playing, how well you're doing. It's just false. I don't know why you would want that in any kind of game where it gives you ranks, grades, achievements, and trophies. But that's just me. You might not agree with me. You might think I'm being stupid and obnoxious and being a prick. Let me know in the comments below if that is the case. And let me know what you think of this interaction, this whole game, and how it went. And let me know if you think I should let any more people escape. Thank you very much for checking out the video. I appreciate it. Till next time, see you on Twitch if you fancy stopping by. If not, hit like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one.